Chicken Boy Day, celebrated annually on September 1st, honors one of Los Angeles' quirkiest landmarks, the Chicken Boy statue, a 22-foot tall fiberglass figure with a human body and a chicken head holding a bucket of chicken. The statue was originally created in the 1960s as a promotional figure for the Chicken Boy Fried Chicken restaurant in downtown Los Angeles. After the restaurant closed in 1984, artist Amy Inoue rescued the statue and stored it for nearly 20 years. In 2007, she reinstalled it atop her art studio on North Figueroa Street in Highland Park, Los Angeles, with help from the local community. Chicken Boy Day celebrates creativity, community spirit, and preservation of quirky local culture. Chicken Boy is affectionately called the Statue of Liberty of Los Angeles for its iconic presence on Route 66. Pierce Your Ears Day, celebrated on September 2nd, is a day that honors the rich cultural, historical, and personal significance of ear piercing, one of the oldest forms of body modification. Ear piercing dates back over 5,000 years. The mummy of Otzi, the Iceman, found in the Alps and dating to around 3300 BCE, had pierced ears. Gold earrings were worn as symbols of wealth and status. King Tut's mummy had elaborate ear piercings. Cultures like the Samburu warriors of Kenya used large ivory plugs to signify bravery. Sailors wore earrings to mark long voyages, and Renaissance noblemen wore them as fashion statements. Today, ear piercing is a popular form of personal style and identity. For many, getting ears pierced marks a milestone, whether in youth or adulthood. From simple studs to elaborate cuffs, ear jewelry has exploded in variety and creativity. National Welsh Rarebit Day, celebrated on September 3rd, honors the rich history and comforting flavor of the classic Welsh dish known as Welsh rarebit, a savory cheese sauce served over toasted bread. Despite the name, there's no rabbit involved. The term rarebit is a humorous twist on rabbit, used tongue-in-cheek in the 18th century. The dish is essentially toasted bread topped with a rich cheese sauce made from cheddar, mustard, Worcester sauce, and sometimes beer or ale. It first appeared in print in 1725 as Welsh rabbit in The Art of Cookery. Over time, the name evolved to rarebit to avoid confusion. It was a popular tavern supper, often served with ale. There's variations on the theme. There's golden buck topped with poached egg. There's blushing bunny that includes tomato, and Yorkshire buck, which adds bacon. National Eat an Extra Dessert Day, celebrated on September 4th, is a sweet excuse to indulge in a second helping of your favorite treat, guilt-free. The day was officially recognized in 2015 to celebrate the joy and indulgence of desserts. It encourages people to treat themselves to an extra dessert, share sweet moments with friends and family, embrace a little extra happiness through sugar and creativity, double up on dessert, have cake and cookies, host a dessert potluck with friends, try a new recipe, or visit a local bakery and share your dessert picks using hashtag National Eat an Extra Dessert Day. Some dessert trivia. Ancient Aztecs used cocoa beans as money and considered chocolate a gift from the gods. Made in Norway in 2015, the largest ice cream cone stood over 10 feet tall and weighed nearly 2,400 pounds. Cheesecake dates back to ancient Greece, where it was served to athletes during the first Olympic Games in 776 BC. Bring Your Manners to Work Day is observed annually on the first Friday of September. It's a reminder to practice kindness, respect, and professionalism in the workplace, qualities that help build a positive and productive environment. This day encourages employees to be courteous and respectful to colleagues, practice good communication and listening skills, show appreciation and gratitude, avoid gossip and negative behavior, be mindful of workplace etiquette. Start with a compliment, acknowledge a coworker's effort or contribution, hold a team lunch or coffee break, promote camaraderie and connection, share a workplace etiquette tip, use internal communications or bulletin boards, lead by example, model respectful behavior in meetings and interactions. Just don't be an asshole. Bring your manners to work day. That's all this day is about. Great Egg Toss Day is celebrated every year on September 6th. It's a lighthearted celebration of the classic game where teams of two toss a raw egg back and forth, increasing the distance with each successful catch. The goal is simple: don't break the egg. It's a test of coordination, reflexes, and gentle hands. The tradition of egg tossing dates back to 1322 in a village in Lincolnshire, England. During Easter, a church would distribute eggs to encourage attendance, and the tossing of eggs became part of the festivities. A Guinness World Record was set in 1978 when an egg was thrown over 323 feet without breaking. How to play? You have teams of two. You have raw eggs. Each team stands facing each other about 3 feet apart. One player gently tosses the egg to their teammate. After each successful catch, both players take a step backward, continue tossing and stepping back until the egg breaks. The team that tosses the egg the farthest without breaking it wins. Actors Day, celebrated annually on September 8th, is a U.S.-based observance that honors the contribution of actors across film, television, and theater. It's a day to appreciate the emotional depth, creativity, and dedication actors bring to their craft, whether they're household names or lesser-known performers working behind the scenes. Actors Day was established in 2011 by Helen McCready, a casting director in Los Angeles. Her goal was to recognize the hard work, perseverance, and passion of actors, especially those who audition tirelessly in an industry where success is never guaranteed. Acting has ancient roots dating back to Egypt around 400,000 BC, where priests performed rituals to honor the dead. It evolved through ancient Greece, where Thespis became the first recorded actor, and continued through the Roman Empire, the Middle Ages, and the Renaissance, with figures like William Shakespeare shaping modern theater. White Balloon Day, now known as Bravehearts Day, is observed annually in Australia during National Child Protection Week, typically around September 10th. It is a powerful awareness campaign aimed at preventing child sexual abuse, supporting survivors, and encouraging communities to take action. The movement began in Belgium in 1996 when 300,000 people gathered with white balloons to protest the release of a convicted child sex offender and to show solidarity with the victims' families. Inspired by this, the Australian organization Bravehearts launched the first official White Balloon Day in 1997. The white balloon became a symbol of hope for survivors of child sexual abuse, solidarity with victims and their families, awareness and the importance of speaking out. In 2022, the event was renamed Bravehearts Day, but its mission remains unchanged: to break the silence around child sexual abuse and promote education, prevention, and support. National Make Your Bed Day, celebrated on September 11th, is a lighthearted yet meaningful observance that encourages people to start their day with a simple, productive habit: making the bed. Making your bed might seem trivial, but it can have a surprisingly positive impact. Boost productivity. Starting the day with a small accomplishment sets a positive tone and can lead to more productive habits. According to the National Sleep Foundation, people who make their beds regularly tend to sleep better. A made bed helps keep dust and pet dander off your sheets, reducing nighttime sneezing and discomfort. A tidy space contributes to a calmer, more organized mind. Try techniques like hospital corners for a crisp hotel-style look. Treat yourself to new sheets, a cozy comforter, or whimsical pillows. Watch tutorials on folding fitted sheets or organizing your bedroom. Instead of making it immediately, pull back the covers to let moisture escape before tidying up. National Chocolate Milkshake Day, celebrated every year on September 12th, is a delicious tribute to one of America's most beloved frozen treats, the chocolate milkshake. This day brings together chocolate and ice cream lovers to indulge in a tall, thick, and creamy chocolate milkshake. It's a celebration of nostalgia, sweetness, and the joy of simple pleasures. 1885, the term milkshake first appeared, originally describing a whiskey-based eggnog-style drink. In the early 1900s, milkshakes evolved into non-alcoholic treats with chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry syrup. 1922, the chocolate milkshake as we know it was popularized by Ivor Pop Colson, a Walgreens employee. He revolutionized the soda fountain scene by adding vanilla ice cream to a chocolate malt beverage made with milk, chocolate syrup, and malt powder. This created a thicker, richer drink that quickly became a hit. National Bald is Beautiful Day is celebrated annually on September 13th. It's a day to embrace and celebrate baldness, regardless of the reason it exists. People can be bald for a variety of reasons, some natural, some medical, and some by choice. Genetics, male and female pattern baldness. Androgenic alopecia, the most common cause of hair loss influenced by genetics and hormones. It typically results in a receding hairline or thinning crown in men and overall thinning in women. Alopecia areata, an autoimmune disorder where the immune system attacks hair follicles, causing patchy hair loss. Thyroid disorders, both hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism, can lead to hair thinning. Nutritional deficiencies, lack of iron, protein, or certain vitamins can affect hair growth. Personal choice, many people choose to shave their heads for aesthetic, cultural, or practical reasons. It can be a bald fashion statement or a way to embrace simplicity. National Sober Day is observed annually on September 14th and serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of sobriety and recovery. It's a day to support those who are living sober lives, raise awareness about addiction, and encourage open conversations about mental health and substance abuse. Sobriety often leads to improved mental clarity, emotional stability, and better decision making. Many people experience reduced anxiety and depression after quitting alcohol or drugs. Liver functions, heart health, and sleep quality typically improve with sustained sobriety. The body begins to heal from the damage caused by substance use, often within weeks or months. Individuals in recovery often save significant amounts of money previously spent on substances, healthcare, or legal issues. Sobriety can lead to stronger, more honest relationships and improved communication. Many people report a stronger sense of identity and purpose after becoming sober. This is taken from nationaltoday.com. Make your mark and see where it takes you on International Dot Day on September 15th. On September 15th of 2003, author and illustrator of children's books Peter H. Reynolds released his book The Dot. In the story, Vashti felt like she couldn't draw, but her art teacher wouldn't accept that. Just make a mark and see where it takes you, the teacher said to Vashti. So she marked her parchment paper with a small dot. The next day, Vashti was surprised to find her paper with the dot on the classroom wall. Vashti was so proud of her work that she started creating drawings with different kinds of dots. A dot might be small, but it's a powerful way to show your unique individuality and creativity, and that's the story that inspired International Dot Day. The dot has inspired millions of children and adults. It is used by teachers as a method to encourage creativity and instill confidence in students. International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer, observed annually on September 16th, commemorates one of the most successful global environmental efforts in history. The ozone layer is a fragile shield of gas in the Earth's stratosphere that protects life by blocking harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun. Without it, increased UV exposure would lead to higher rates of skin cancer, cataracts, and damage to ecosystems. In the 1970s, scientists discovered that human-made chemicals, especially chlorofluorocarbons used in refrigerators, air conditioners, and aerosols were depleting the ozone layer. This led to the Vienna Convention for the Protection of the Ozone Layer in 1985, signed by 28 countries. In 1987, the Montreal Protocol was adopted, committing nations to phase out ozone-depleting substances. To honor this achievement, the United Nations General Assembly designated September 16th as the International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer in 1994. National Pet Bird Day is celebrated annually on September 17th. It was established in 2019 by the Bird Enjoyment and Advantage Coalition, aka BEAK, to promote the joys of bird ownership and encourage responsible pet bird care. Birds are the only animals with feathers. Feathers help with flight, insulation, and even attracting mates. There are over 10,000 bird species worldwide, ranging from tiny hummingbirds to massive ostriches. Birds have hollow bones, which make them lighter and better suited for flight. Some birds can mimic human speech, like parrots and mynas. African gray parrots are especially known for their intelligence and vocabulary. Crows and ravens are among the smartest birds. They can use tools, recognize faces, and solve complex problems. Pigeons can recognize themselves in mirrors, a sign of self-awareness. Arctic terns migrate over 44,000 miles annually from the Arctic to the Antarctic and back.
Come on, I want cheeseburger. It's too early for a cheeseburger. Too early for a cheeseburger? Look. Cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger.
National Cheeseburger Day is celebrated every year on September 18th to honor one of America's most iconic and beloved foods, the cheeseburger. The cheeseburger was invented in 1924 by Lionel Sternberger, a 16-year-old fry cook in Pasadena, California, who added a slice of cheese to a hamburger on a whim. The term cheeseburger was officially trademarked in 1935 by Louis Ballast of the Humpty Dumpty Drive-In in Denver, Colorado. National Cheeseburger Day celebrates the cultural significance of the cheeseburger in American cuisine, its evolution from a simple sandwich to gourmet creations and plant-based alternatives, the joy of sharing a delicious meal with friends and family. Aortic Dissection Awareness Day is observed annually on September 19th. Aortic dissection is a rare but life-threatening condition where the inner layer of the aorta, the body's main artery, tears. Blood surges through the tear, causing the layers of the aorta to separate. If the blood breaks through the outer layer, it can be fatal. There are two types. Type A involves the ascending aorta and is more dangerous, and then Type B involves the descending aorta and is typically less severe. The condition was first documented in 1760 during the autopsy of King George II. The term aortic dissection was coined in 1802 and surgical treatment was pioneered in 1954. The purpose of the day is to raise awareness about the symptoms and risks of aortic dissection, promote early diagnosis and treatment, support patients and families affected by the condition, and encourage research and policy changes to improve outcomes. International Eat an Apple Day is celebrated annually on the third Saturday of September. This fun and health-focused day encourages people around the world to enjoy apples in all their forms, from a crisp bite of a fresh apple to warm apple pie or even savory dishes like apple-glazed pork. Apples are rich in fiber, vitamin C, and antioxidants. They support heart health, aid digestion, and may help with weight management. Apples have a long history from their origins in Central Asia to their role in mythology, religion, and even science. Apples can be eaten raw, baked, juiced, or cooked into countless recipes. There are over 7,500 varieties worldwide. Some fun ways to join in on the day: eat an apple, simple and classic. Try new varieties like Honeycrisp, Fuji, or Pink Lady. Host an apple tasting party or bake apple-based dishes. Visit a local orchard for apple picking. Share apples with friends, co-workers, or neighbors. National Cat and Dog Gut Health Awareness Day is observed annually on September 21st. This day was created to raise awareness about the importance of gut health in cats and dogs. Just like humans, pets have gut microbiome, a complex community of trillions of microorganisms that play a vital role in their overall health. A balanced gut microbiome helps support digestion, maintain a healthy immune system, prevent gastrointestinal issues like diarrhea or constipation, improve skin and coat condition, influence behavior and mood. Disruptions in gut health due to poor diet, illness, age, or medications can lead to symptoms such as itchy skin, irregular bowel movements, obesity. How to celebrate the day: evaluate your pet's diet. Consider probiotic, fiber-rich food, or vet-recommended supplements. Schedule a vet checkup. Discuss gut health and any symptoms you've noticed. National Ice Cream Cone Day is celebrated every year on September 22nd. This day honors the invention and joy of the ice cream cone, a simple yet revolutionary way to enjoy ice cream without the mess. Before cones, people struggled with melting ice cream dripping from bowls or glasses. The cone solved that problem deliciously and conveniently. In 1807, an etching by Philibert Louis Debecourt may depict an early cone-like utensil used for ice cream. The earliest mention of ice cream cones appears in French cookbooks around 1825, where they were called little waffles. In 1887, British author Agnes B. Marshall published a recipe for cornets with cream, cone-shaped almond flour pastries filled with whipped cream or ice cream. In the late 1800s, street vendors sold ice cream in reusable glass dishes called penny licks, which were unsanitary and prone to breakage. Italian immigrants in London and New York began experimenting with edible containers to solve these issues, leading to the innovations like the Hokey Pokey ice cream sandwich. Italo Marciani, an Italian immigrant in New York, began selling lemon ices in edible cups in 1896. He filed a patent for a cone-making mold in 1902 and received it in 1903. Ernest Hamwai, a Syrian concessionaire at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, is often credited with popularizing the cone. He rolled his waffle-like pastries, which are called zalibus, into cones when an ice cream vendor ran out of dishes. In 1912, a patent was granted for a cone-making machine, and in 1928, Nabisco was producing cones commercially. By the 1920s, cone production had become industrialized. Machines could produce thousands of cones daily, and the cone became a staple of American dessert culture. The Porthcawl Elvis Festival is a high-energy, heartfelt tribute that turns a Welsh coastal town into a rock and roll party. With global Elvis tribute artist competitors, town-wide festivities, nostalgic charm, and strong cultural impact, it's a must-visit for fans of Elvis, pop culture, or just immersive community experiences. The festival began in 2004 as a way to save the threatened Grand Pavilion by hosting an award show featuring Elvis tribute artists. What started with just 500 attendees has now exploded into one of the world's largest Elvis gatherings, often drawing around 40,000 visitors each year. Elvis Presley was an American singer, musician, and actor who became one of the most influential cultural icons of the 20th century, often called the King of rock and roll. In the mid-1950s, Elvis helped bring rock and roll into the mainstream culture by blending gospel, blues, country, and rhythm and blues. Bluebird of Happiness Day is celebrated each year on September 24th. It's a lighthearted observance that encourages people to focus on joy, optimism, and simple pleasures, symbolized by the bluebird, a long-standing emblem of cheerfulness and hope in folklore, literature, and art. The Bluebird of Happiness became especially popular in the 20th century through music, poetry, and theater, often representing the pursuit of contentment and peace of mind. On this day, people are encouraged to share kindness, embrace positivity, and find small reasons to be happy, whether spending time in nature, listening to uplifting music, or simply connecting with others in a meaningful way. The phrase Bluebird of Happiness became widely known after Belgian playwright Maurice Maeterlinck's 1908 play The Bluebird, where the bird represented the pursuit of true happiness. Altogether, the bluebird became a universal symbol of optimism, joy, and the search for lasting happiness. National Quesadilla Day is celebrated in the United States on September 25th each year. It's a food holiday that pays tribute to the warm, cheesy, and versatile quesadilla, a Mexican dish that has become a favorite across North America. The word quesadilla comes from Spanish meaning little cheesy thing. Originally, quesadillas were simple, just a corn tortilla folded over cheese and heated on a griddle. Some regions like central Mexico even make quesadillas without cheese, filling them with mushrooms, squash blossoms, or huitlacoche. Corn fungus. In northern Mexico, flour tortillas became more common, influenced by wheat agriculture introduced by the Spanish. These flour quesadillas spread into the U.S. border states. Today, quesadillas have countless versions, from street food sold in markets to elaborate restaurant dishes filled with meats, vegetables, and seasonings, often paired with salsa, guacamole, or sour cream. Alpaca Day is celebrated on September 26th each year. It's a day dedicated to appreciating the alpaca, a gentle, domesticated animal native to the Andes Mountains of South America, especially Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, and Chile. Alpacas have been bred for thousands of years by indigenous Andean cultures for their fine, warm fleece. The Incas considered alpaca fiber the fiber of the gods, softer than sheep's wool and warmer than cotton. Alpaca fiber is hypoallergenic and comes in many natural colors, making it prized for textiles and luxury clothing. Alpacas are known for being friendly, social herd animals with calm personalities. They communicate with soft humming sounds and body language. Alpacas are sustainable livestock. They graze without uprooting plants, have soft padded feet that don't damage soil, and require relatively little water and land compared to other animals.
Might I being quiet to ask him, what's up, Doc?
International Rabbit Day is observed on the fourth Saturday in September each year. The day is dedicated to promoting the welfare of domestic rabbits and raising awareness about the protection of wild rabbit populations. Many people buy rabbits as pets without realizing their needs. The day reminds owners to provide proper care, companionship, and enrichment. Animal welfare groups encourage adopting rabbits from shelters instead of buying from pet stores or breeders. International Rabbit Day also highlights the importance of protecting wild rabbit species, some of which face habitat loss and population decline. Rabbits are the third most popular pet in many countries after dogs and cats. Wild rabbits and hares are essential to the ecosystem, providing food for predators and helping to maintain plant diversity through grazing. Rabbits often represent fertility, luck, and rebirth in folklore and mythology across the world. Fish Tank Floor Show Night is a humorous, lighthearted holiday celebrated on September 28th. The holiday encourages people to put on floor shows of singing and dancing for their aquatic friends, flipping the usual dynamic of humans watching fish. It's a day to appreciate the entertainment fish provide and to give them a show in return. The first recorded fish tanks were simple ponds or containers used by the Sumerians, Egyptians, and Chinese around 2500 to 1500 BCE to keep fish for food or religious purposes. Wealthy Romans kept ornamental fish in pools and mosaic ponds in their villas, enjoying their beauty as a status symbol. The invention of clear glass allowed for the first true observation tanks. Scientists and hobbyists began experimenting with keeping aquatic life visible indoors. European naturalists and aristocrats popularized ornamental fish keeping. Today, aquariums are not just for fish, they're an art form combining plants, rocks, and creative layouts to mimic natural ecosystems. National Biscotti Day is celebrated annually on September 29th. This day is dedicated to recognizing and enjoying the Italian twice-baked biscuit, known for its crunchy texture and suitability for dipping in coffee or other beverages. Biscotti, originally called biscotto in Italian, meaning twice-baked, dates back to Roman times. They were designed as a long-lasting snack for travelers and soldiers. Classic biscotti are made with flour, sugar, eggs, and nuts, commonly almonds, but modern variations may include chocolate, dried fruit, or spices. Biscotti are baked twice, which gives them their characteristic dry, crunchy texture. This makes them ideal for dunking in coffee, espresso, or vinsanto, an Italian dessert wine. The twice-baked method was practical for storage. Originally, biscotti could last for months, making them ideal for long journeys by foot or sea. Pet Tricks Day, also known as National Pet Tricks Day, is celebrated on September 30th each year. Created by a dog trick trainer, the day encourages people to spend quality time bonding with their pets by teaching them new tricks. It's a fun opportunity to recognize the mental and physical benefits of training. Share your pet's talents on social media with the hashtag PetTricksDay and even support local animal charities.